What is up, gente? Man, so I know it's been a while since I made a video, about this whole trucking stuff. I wanted to make this update video because a lot has happened. A lot of it, is, just part of the learning process because, I've never done this trucking stuff before. I don't know no gente in this. I don't know nobody in this industry. I have no friends, no relatives. Well, the friends, that I have in trucking now are friends that I met, because of trucking school, if you know what I mean. And so I posted my introduction video a couple months ago because, I just wanted to document my personal journey starting into trucking. And so anyways, let's get to the gist of it, man. So first of all, I ended up quitting night. Hold on. I don't mean like quitting night like forever. It was, like a misunderstanding on my end. And being so fresh and so new to trucking, I got frustrated and I ended up quitting. If some of y'all remember from that first video I posted, I went to night straight out of trucking school, man. And again, as I will repeat myself over and over, I did not know anything about this industry. Nothing, nada. So I did end up calling the recruiter. I did end up going to the orientation, as you guys remember. I also ended up doing the whole 4 weeks with the actual trainer, man. You do regional runs. In my case, it was Publix runs. Up to, from, picking up in Orlando, then going to the Atlanta area, Publix stores, then driving right back down. I'm not gonna lie though, man, my first experience, man, now that I know what I know now, right? It was actually like team driving from almost like the first week onwards. And another thing, man, was the showering, man. The showering part, man, that's what got me too, man. What got me frustrated was that, after I came back the 4 weeks, right? Night test, has a company test that you have to pass. It's backing, road test, and I don't really know yet what other tests that they have for you to do. I didn't even get to take the rest of the test. I failed at the backing, the first part of the test, backing. I'm going to be honest, man. I didn't know what setups were. I didn't even know what the heck I was doing. Anyway, so the company, Night, let me, stay on board with them and just keep practicing on the yard. But I ended up getting frustrated in the first, couple of days because, like, I started to doubt myself, man. Like, what the heck am I doing with myself? This is too hard. I can't get it. Just frustrated. I ended up, just one morning calling them up and just telling them, hey, I can't do this. It's not for me, maybe. Yeah, and I quit. Eventually, it was towards the end of the month. I ended up seeing my credit card bill because I got a loan on this. I think I told you guys that on my first video. I took out a loan. It was like $5,000, $5,000 to get the CDL, man. Once the first bill started coming in, I was like, oh man, I gotta make some feria. I gotta make some quick, plata right now. I gotta make some money right now because I gotta start paying this stuff off. So what I ended up doing was I had a dude that I went to trucking school with. He called me up and he was telling me he was at Trans Am. And I went to Trans Am, man, and bro, if you guys want me to make a video about my experience in Trans Am, leave a comment and I'll go ahead and tell you guys about why I ended up leaving Trans Am too as a rookie. Or if you just want to know about Trans Am, my experience in Tampa with Trans Am. Let's just say that the turnover rate at Trans Am was like, wow. And the training was like, wow. And so anyways, I left Trans Am, and like I said, if you want to know the experience or want to know what happened at Trans Am or how Trans Am is, leave a comment and I'll tell you guys about that in another video. So after Trans Am, I found a local gig hauling sod on a flatbed, but it was a manual truck. It had been quite a while since I drove a manual since school. And even in school, I didn't, it wasn't something that I wanted to do it for the rest of my life, driving a manual truck. I think I lasted 3 days on that job, man. I had a very scary experience. Let's just put it that way. The truck stalled out on me in the middle of the highway. Man, go ahead and talk the junk you want to talk about it, After that experience, man, I was like, you know what? I'm going to call Night back up, and I'm going back to Night, man. So I posted up a question on one of the Facebook groups about Night, my first recruiter. He called me right back up. We still have your information on file. Why don't you go ahead and just show up to orientation tomorrow morning? And I went through the orientation process, same as last time. Did the drug screening, you know, the urinary test and the hair follicle test. Now, I will say that my experience this time was a whole lot different as far as, it was an actual, you know, the 2 days were actually in class. You actually sat in class. The guy, his name was Mark, if I remember correctly. He explained things to you. He talked about, you know, your Zonar. He talked about pre-trip. He talked about his experiences. It actually felt a lot more different compared to the first time around. So after the 2 days of orientation, you know, my recruiter calls me up, tells me, hey, you know, you passed everything, you know, as far as the hair follicle and the urinary test. So welcome on board back tonight. And, you know, I kind of expected it because, you know, I don't do drugs, I don't drink. So I did 3 weeks with a different trainer. He was a younger cat. He was real cool. You know, he taught me a lot of stuff that I didn't learn the first time around. He was a Boricua cat, so, you know, we talk in Spanish, you know, crack jokes and stuff like that. Now I'm waiting to go on my last week to go OTR. Because the first 3 weeks I did regional Publix runs again from Orlando up to Atlanta area. And now I'm waiting for a different trainer to go OTR. If you guys want to know about that experience, go ahead and leave a comment as well too, man. It's been a good experience, man. Just the fact that they even, you know, the recruiter called me right back up and told me, yeah, go ahead, you know, literally. He called me up, like, let's say this evening, and literally told me, hey, go ahead and show up to the orientation tomorrow morning. Be there, you know, 8 a.m. sharp. Don't be late, because we want to get you back on. I'm appreciative of that, man. Obviously, I haven't been on the road by myself yet, but, you know, it is what it is, man. I ain't gonna front with y'all. I ain't trying to be no millionaire. I ain't trying to be, you know, no baller out here. I just really, you know, my end goal is I want to be able to pay back this $5,000 loan that I took for the CDL as quickly as I can. And from then on, my goal is to pay off my house. And I want to be able to cut that, you know, and get that out of the way. And then anything from there on out is, you know, money for my toys, you know, from my old school. I got a 50 Coronet that, you know, I want to throw in a V8 in. But anyways, man, you just got to have goals, you know, just like anything in life, man. Anyways, I wanted to make this video as short as I could. If you guys didn't have any more questions, just leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you guys as soon as I can. So anyways, peace, man, and y'all stay safe out there.